From the time you were old enough to understand language, you were being programmed with a specific definition of success. Get good grades, get a good job, make good money, buy a good house, have a good family, retire comfortably, be remembered well. This is the script, and billions of people are following it, working themselves to exhaustion following it, sacrificing their health, their relationships, and their peace following it, and then arriving at the end of the road and discovering, with devastating clarity, that the destination did not contain what was promised. Buddha rejected this definition of success completely, not because ambition is wrong, not because achievement is meaningless, but because the entire framework is built backwards. It places everything that matters on the outside and leaves everything that actually produces lasting fulfillment completely unaddressed on the inside.
Buddha's definition of success begins with a question that most people never ask. Not, what do I want to achieve, but, who do I want to become? Because Buddha understood that what you achieve will always be temporary. Markets crash, health declines, relationships end, status disappears. But who you become, the character you build, the wisdom you develop, the depth of presence you cultivate, that travels with you through every circumstance, that cannot be taken. That is the only success that is genuinely permanent. The second element of Buddha's definition of success is freedom, not financial freedom, though that has its value. Internal freedom. The freedom from craving, the freedom from fear, the freedom from the desperate need for things to be different than they are. Buddha observed that most people who achieve conventional success do not feel free. They feel more trapped than before, trapped by the pressure to maintain what they have built, trapped by the fear of losing it, trapped by the expectations that now surround them. Real success, by Buddha's measure, makes you more free, not less. If your version of success is increasing your anxiety and shrinking your freedom, you are building the wrong thing. The third element is contribution. Buddha was unambiguous about this. A life focused entirely on personal accumulation, no matter how large the accumulation, is a fundamentally impoverished life. The most successful people Buddha ever observed were not the wealthiest or the most powerful. They were the ones whose presence made other people's lives genuinely better. The ones who gave more than they took. The ones who solved real problems and relieved real suffering. Not because they were obligated to, but because they understood that contributing to something larger than yourself is the only activity that produces the specific quality of fulfillment that nothing else can replicate. The fourth element is presence. This one is the most radical departure from conventional success culture. Buddha said, "The most successful person is the one who is most fully alive in each moment, not the one with the most achievements in their past or the grandest plans for their future. The one who is here, completely, unreservedly, magnificently here, right now. In this conversation, in this meal, in this sunset, in this ordinary Tuesday afternoon that will never come again." Conventional success culture is entirely future-focused. Sacrifice now for later. Delay gratification indefinitely. The problem is that later has a way of never arriving, and a life spent entirely in anticipation of a future moment that never comes is a life that was never actually lived. Success that requires you to be absent from your own life is not success. It is a very expensive form of loss. The fifth and final element of Buddha's definition of success is peace. Not the peace that comes after everything is resolved. Not the peace that arrives when all the problems are solved. The peace that exists right now, in the middle of the unresolved, the unsolved, the imperfect, and the incomplete. The peace that does not depend on circumstances. The peace that is not a reward for achievement, but a practice that makes achievement possible without destroying you in the process. You can be wildly ambitious and deeply peaceful. You can work hard toward meaningful goals and be fully present in each moment of the journey. You can build significant things in the world and remain unattached to the outcome in the way Buddha described. These are not contradictions. They are the integration that most people never discover because they were handed a definition of success that makes them mutually exclusive. Redefine success for yourself. Today, on your own terms. Using Buddha's framework if it resonates, who you are becoming, your internal freedom, your contribution, your presence, and your peace. Because the version of success you were handed was designed by people who did not know you, for a society that did not ask what you actually needed, toward a destination that was never yours to begin with. Your success story has not been written yet, but it starts the moment you decide that the only definition of success that matters is the one that leaves you more fully alive, more genuinely free, and more deeply at peace than you were before. That is the success Buddha lived, and it is available to every single one of us, starting right now. Save this and share it with someone who is exhausted from chasing the wrong version of success. Subscribe to Tathagata Wisdom, because every day we bring you the perspective that changes not just what you do, but who you are becoming while you do it.